I'm a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or color, Your Honor. Okay, and I'm going to let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool with that. And I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a Moorish American. Sovereign. Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. I asked for this case to be dismissed. Violated my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get it,
I'm a Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American.
All right, guys, get ready for this one. Because what you're about to see is one of the most delusional sovereign citizens I've come across in a while. This guy walks into court already, convinced he's not bound by any laws, calling himself a sovereign Moorish American. Yeah, he's one of those people. According to him, he's not a U.S. citizen, not black, not a person of color. Apparently, he's just a national American. Whatever that's supposed to mean. But here's where things take a turn. The judge in this case actually tries something different. Instead of shutting him down immediately like most do, she decides to—
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
If I can help you.
I'm Williams L.
Yes, Your Honor, but the defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but okay. I'm Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams. Okay.
No, I'm not Michael Williams, Your Honor. Okay. I am Williams L.
Okay. So here's the thing, Williams L. I have to call you what's on the documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No, Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or color, Your Honor.
Okay, so let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't present. And so that's fine, but I
You
have
say
to
what?
call
Hold
you
on.
to that document,
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Your Honor?
If we can't handle those matters and those tickets that's on that case under that name, then that's fine. But it's going to be as if you didn't appear for court today because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here today, ma'am.
Right. So I'm just saying when
Williams L is here today. I'm just letting you know who I am, ma'am. Yes, I do. Okay. I am Williams L.
So that's fine. When I call it on the record, I'm going to have to call it on the record as the name on the ticket, just so you know, okay?
Okay, and I'm going to let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool with that, and I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a Moorish American.
Okay. Did you want to offer? Okay. Did you want to offer for it or no? Are you going to try and I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you going to want a trial? Are you going to try and want to?
No, I do not agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay, so if you're not going to participate, we're just going to act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am here today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on record.
Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am. I'm participating. I do not agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine, but if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
I'm just letting you know who I am. That's violating the constitutional right, ma'am.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want a what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want an offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as?
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. So you can, I'm not going to.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. Violated my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're not a citizen?
To be patient, maybe even too patient. She tries to calmly talk it out, but you can already tell this is going to go nowhere. The man keeps repeating, I am Williams L. I am not Michael Williams. He says it like a broken record. Meanwhile, the judge is trying her best to keep things on track, reminding him that legally, she has to call him by the name on the court documents. And get this, the judge even gives him an easy out. She says, We can handle this case under the name on record, or we can act like you didn't show up today. But instead of taking that chance to move forward, he doubles down with the same nonsense. I'm a Moorish American. I'm not a citizen. It's almost painful to watch. You can see the judge slowly losing her patience while this man keeps digging himself deeper. Every time she offers him a chance to resolve it, he just repeats the same thing. I don't consent.
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
You got to uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. You're not under I'm not under your jurisdiction.
I understand, but my question to you is, if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get
I'm
it,
a Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
Okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction. That's it. I don't want no attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. What am I doing here?
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it.
I can speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking for myself. Y'all violating my rights. That's a sovereign.
Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP12123334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please state your name for the record.
I am Williams L.
All right. Sir,
I don't have a name. I have a title.
This is the date and time set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Do you want to participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right. So how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right. That motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on
So it's
special
been denied.
appearance.
So you can either participate today.
I am participating. I'm here.
No.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm just letting you know. It's denied, so we can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams L. It appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I wanted to participate. I'm just letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets. So he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant. So these matters will stay in warrant status. Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr. L. Williams.
And lack of jurisdiction. And right when you think it can't get any worse, the prosecutor finally chimes in with the question we're all screaming at our screens. How do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship? Exactly, thank you. That's what we've all been waiting for. Because you can't claim I'm not part of this country and then immediately cry about your constitutional rights. It's like quitting your job and then showing up on payday demanding a check. But that's sovereign citizen logic for you. They reject every law, every court, and every rule until it benefits them. The prosecutor's question hits so hard, you
Williams L. I'm gonna call the case as is.
Okay.
And then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams, also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP12123334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay. And is there another name that you have?
That's not my name. That's just my title.
Okay. What's your title that you have, sir?
Williams L.
And then is that your name or your title?
My title.
Okay. You don't have a name at all?
No,
I'm
not Christian.
All right. It's my understanding that you don't want to have an attorney, sir. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney. These matters are misdemeanor matters, and you have the right to have an attorney on these matters, sir. And it's my understanding, no attorney, okay? So let me advise you of your rights. In these particular matters, The court can, since they are misdemeanors, do either, I think, 90 days on one of these and up to 93 days in jail, or a maximum fine of $500. These are all misdemeanors, so that's the maximum penalty that can be given in any of these matters. You have a right to have a trial, a bench or a jury trial in any of these matters. A bench trial is a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. A jury trial is a trial with 6 members of the city of Detroit who will come in here and hear the same information and make a decision based on that. These are your rights that you have right now. You also have a right to have a pretrial. What that does is that gives you time to think about any offer that may be given to you. At this point in time, there has been an offer extended to you that if you are willing to plead to the no insurance misdemeanor, it will be reduced to an improper place. I set the fine that goes with that. You have a right to, you can also move for a motion. If you know how to file those, you can file a motion as well. So what's your pleasure at this time, sir?
I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or codes or regulations.
So when you drive on any city street in the city of Detroit, any road in the state of Michigan, you now avail yourselves, whether you wanted to or not, to the laws and states and regulations that are governing us. So you may not have wanted to, but you did. So these are your options at this point in time. If you choose not to, if you were traveling, if you were driving, it's all the same.
I wasn't driving. I was never.
So if you were just in the vehicle as a passenger?
I was parked. And they was harassing. Was
you
never
sure
driving.
You don't want an attorney?
I'm under common law. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. I'm a sovereign.
So what option would you like today? Of those that I gave you, sir. You can have.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I can't. I do not consent. I can't.
So here's what's gonna happen. So I want to make sure you have all the options. You can't consent to anything. So that means that you don't want to participate in the process. So it's just gonna go back into warrant status because you have to pick one of the options. Yes.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign.
And you were in the city of Detroit on a street in a vehicle. And I understand what you just said. That's why I said, right. Did you want counsel?
I'm not a United States citizen.
Can practically feel the courtroom freeze. And what does our sovereign genius say in response? He repeats the same script again. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national. At this point, even the judge can't do much. She gives him every possible chance to participate, but he just won't stop arguing about jurisdiction. And after several minutes of the same nonsense, the judge finally ends it. She basically says, okay, since you refuse to participate, this will stay in warrant status. And just when you think it's over, oh no, it's not. This man actually comes back for a second appearance. And believe me, the next round gets even dumber. He walks back into court still claiming he's not a person, still calling himself Will.
Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm under common law. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm under common law. Supreme Court case, Supreme Court case, Self versus Ray. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm on common law. And if there was a crime committed, can you please show me the injured party? Or I ask for this case to be dismissed off like a jurisdiction.
I deny the motion for the case to be dismissed. So you have these options, or else it's just going to remain.
And I'm under duress because you forcing me saying you're going to put a warrant out for my arrest.
It's already out there.
But that's violating my 13th Amendment. You can't enslave me unless a crime has been committed.
So you can't
violate my
let me finish talking. You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
I'm not a United States citizen. I have a nationality.
Okay, so that means that
you have to go by
either the laws all apply or none of them apply.
The laws do apply. What do you have a liability? Do you have a bond? Did you swear an oath to the Constitution? I would like to see that.
Yes, I was going to say I did do that, but I don't have to show you any of that because I wasn't the arresting party. I'm just here to make sure.
Do you have a liability? Do you have a bond?
I'm not going to argue with you, Mr.
I'm not arguing. I'm under law.
Mr. Williams L. Those are your options. If you don't want any of those options, it's going to remain in warrant status.
You're forcing me. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that, man. You can't go against Constitution.
Okay, Mr.
You took an oath. You swore an oath to follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man. Somebody's going to get in trouble. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
Yep. Okay. Mr. Williams L., I was going to say, if you don't want any of those options, then your only other option is that I have to leave it in warrant status.
I do not consent. I'm here. What warrant? That I didn't show up?
That you didn't want to choose one of these things.
I don't have to. You can't force me to do that, Your Honor.
You're right.
You can't force me. You can't put a warrant out. I would like to talk to somebody, a chief judge. You're violating my constitutional rights. You can go to the fifth floor and make a complaint. Yes, because you're violating my constitutional rights.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to ask the sheriff for your liability bond.
Okay.
Hey, I don't want to do that.
Okay, you can ask him. Go ahead and ask the sheriff for my liability bond. It's fine.
You took an oath to swear to the Constitution. You took an oath. I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or regulations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Did you get all that, Miss Sandy? Okay, fantastic. All right, that concludes this hearing. Thank you so much.
I'm not Negro, black, or color for the record.
Okay. He said he's not black or color for the record either, okay?
No, I'm Moorish American. I'm a Moorish.
Moorish American, and he's a sovereign.
I have a national.
Williams L. And this time, he starts quoting common law. You do not want to miss what happens next, because this time, even the judge's patience starts to crack. All right? So we're back in court, and guess who strolls in again like he's the king of delusion? Yep, our sovereign Moorish American, ready for round 2. The judge calls his case again, trying to be respectful, and says she'll refer to him as Williams, if that makes him happy. And of course, he immediately corrects her. That's not my name. That's my title. His title? I mean, come on. This man really thinks Williams is his royal title, like he's Sir Williams of Neverland or something. Then she asks the obvious question. You don't have a name at all? And he proudly answers, no, I'm not Christian. At this point, the courtroom is probably one eye roll away from imploding. The judge, still patient, tells him exactly what's going on, that he has misdemeanor charges, what his rights are, and that he can have an attorney. But of course he refuses. No attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm under common law, and that's when the real comedy starts. Because the judge calmly explains, when you drive on public roads, you automatically agree to the laws of the state. But our sovereign friend interrupts. I wasn't driving. I was traveling. I was parked. They were harassing me. There it is, the classic line. I wasn't driving, I was traveling, I swear. If I had $1 for every time a sovereign citizen said that, I could buy my own courtroom. The judge tries again, politely, reasonably, to explain that he still has to pick an option to move forward. But he keeps saying, I don't consent. I'm a sovereign. Statutes don't apply to me. At this point, the judge's patience is hanging by a thread. You can almost hear the deep sighs between her sentences, and then the man starts throwing random Supreme Court case names around, misquoting everything. Self versus rape. Statutes don't apply to me. Like, buddy, that's not even a real case. You can't just mash up words and call it Supreme Court precedent. But then, and this is the best part, he claims that the 13th Amendment is being violated because the court's enslaving him. He literally says that issuing a warrant is enslavement. I mean, how do you even argue with that level of confusion? The judge tries to reason with him one last time, explaining that he can't claim sovereign status and also demand constitutional protections. You can't have it both ways. Either you're under the law or you're not. But this man is on his own planet. He starts asking the judge for her liability bond, demanding to see proof she swore an oath to the Constitution. She calmly says she doesn't need to show him that. And that's when he gets dramatic. That's violating my rights. Somebody's going to get in trouble. He's practically warning the court like he's about to call the manager of the United States. The judge, still keeping her composure, tells him, all right, sir. Since you refuse to cooperate, this case will remain in warrant status. And his final line? You're gonna love this. He stands there and declares, I am not black or of color. For the record. I'm not kidding. That's how he ends it. The judge thanks everyone and concludes the hearing while this guy keeps shouting about being Moorish American. And honestly, I've got to say it, this judge was way too nice. I respect patience, but sometimes you've got to drop the gavel and call it what it is. Nonsense. These sovereign citizens waste everyone's time. Clog up the courts and act like the law doesn't apply until they're in trouble. And then suddenly it's all about their constitutional rights. It's a circus. And the sad part is, it's happening in real courtrooms across the country every single week. At this point, I'm convinced most of them aren't even true believers. They're just trying to talk their way out of consequences. But it never works. Not once. Anyway, that's the story of Williams L., the man who thought a made-up title could erase his tickets. Let me know in the comments. Do you think the judge was too soft, or was she right to stay calm? Personally, I think she should have dropped a contempt charge and called it a day.